Home, a place in the world, a bright future.
We are catching up with LGM Games here at GDC to find out a little bit something about a game called Starpoint Gemini Warlords, and of course Starpoint Gemini is something that we are familiar with, but can you tell us what this project is and where it comes from?
Well, this project is a community-based project. It's something that was not originally planned, but after we received so much feedback from our community during the early access of Starpoint Gemini 2 and during the course of the last year, we decided to take all their wishes from their wish list that we noted down and make a project that will be something that they wanted. So basically, this game is a community game, actually. I mean, we are doing it, but we are not doing it our way. We are doing it their way.
What is different between your way and their way, if you will, or the community way?
Well, it's simple. There are 200,000 of them and like 20 of us, 25 of us. So 25 brains and creativity of 25 people against 200,000 of people. I mean, our community is a mature community and they all share same passion as us. They're all space gamers. We all grew up on Elite Dangerous, on Wing Commander, Freelancer, Breach Commander, stuff like that. So they're not alien from us. They're the same players, the same community that we all came from.
I understand that one of the main wishes was to have a much greater map, much more to sort of play with. Can you tell us how that sort of plays out in Warlords?
Well, there were several of big wishes that we wanted to implement in Starpoint Gemini 2, but we couldn't because the game was wrapped up after release, and we have people that have over 3,000 hours in the game. So they said they would like a bigger universe. Starpoint Gemini Warlords will be 9 times bigger than Starpoint Gemini 2, which was also pretty big by itself. They wanted to conquer parts of the universe. That is a game-changing mechanic that we couldn't implement in Starpoint Gemini 2 without breaking apart the whole game. So now they will have the ability to build their own headquarters, to upgrade it. Every part of headquarters that you will build and upgrade will add extra features to the game, like deploying the fleet, conquering parts of the universe, and stuff like that. Yeah.
It's an interesting mechanic that you send out fleets, but you still want to maintain that sort of the fact that you are sort of the hero of this game. It's not just that you're a commander; you're actually right there in the thick of it.
Yeah, that was the problem with Starpoint Gemini 2. Some of the people said that they don't feel that they are really having any influence on a global scale in Gemini. They had influence on local scales, even in local skirmishes or wars between factions, but not on a global scale. Now they'll be able to conquer parts of the universe, make the name for themselves. They will have their own faction. Also, they will have their own ships. So basically, at the moment they research their shipyard and start building their ships, those ships they won't be able to purchase those ships anywhere else in the galaxy because that will be your faction's proprietary ship design. And in Starpoint Gemini 2 we had 75 ships, all capital ships. Now we will have more than 90 ships, so we are also expanding on the number of different ships and ship designs.
And you mentioned early access with Starpoint Gemini 2, and you're planning the same route with this game. Can you tell us what the roadmap is for the game?
Well, we made the mistake of telling that we will be 3 months in early access for Starpoint Gemini 2. The community screwed us over because so much fantastic feedback, so many ideas and suggestions that we actually trashed our own ideas to make way for theirs to enter the game, and now we won't make the same mistake. The game is coming this April to early access, so it's in about a month, and we will stay in early access as long the community wishes. I mean, it won't be a 2 or 3 years early access like some games. People know us as people, as a team who did early access right, so we will not just stay in early access forever. But we will listen to people, we will ask them for contribution to the game, and we will work closely with them just like on last project.
So what will the experience be in April with early access in terms of the content? What can people expect?
They can expect about 30 ships at the start of the early access, and we will add more in sort of tiers of the early access development. And they will have pretty much missions to do, freelance missions to do. They won't be getting headquarters right away, and campaign will come later in the game. But that's something that we did in SPG2, and it worked well because we want to give them segments of the game and then get invaluable feedback on those segments, not just push everything in and then we would be crowded with so many different ideas, and the game itself would be unstable, of course. Yeah.
And another thing that you're switching up is the mission design, because one feedback was that when you played a lot of hours, it got a little bit grindy, got a little bit repetitive, if you will. Can you tell us how you have tried to mix that up and change the structure of missions?
Well, in terms of missions, everything will be much different than SPG2. So basically, freelance missions will be much deeper, and they will be dynamic. So you may go to a mission which says to, I don't know, capture a ship and end up scanning an anomaly, or you may end up trying to get a mining, I don't know, yield, and end up in search and rescue mission. So it will be dynamic. It will change according to the region you're in, the global events that will spawn, and also campaign will be much different. It will be a much bigger, much deeper, and it will have branching dialogues. You will have many choices in dialogues, but you will have consequences on all of them. So basically something that you did right or wrong at the start of the game may haunt you later in the game. In terms of reputation loss, or more people allying against you or siding with you, so stuff like that.
Very cool. We mentioned April for early access, hopefully then maybe early next year full launch. Are you thinking of console for this game as well, as you did with the previous one?
Well, Xbox One was not originally planned for Starpoint Gemini 2, so when we did get contacted by Microsoft, we decided to redesign the complete user interface to give console users the better controller experience. It was primarily PC game. It will still be primarily PC game, but Warlords will be released on Xbox One. We are not sure about the date, of course, after a release on Steam. Yeah, PlayStation is not something that we are currently considering because it's much easier to port on DirectX console like Xbox than OpenGL. We are not against it, of course, but right at this moment we don't know if and when we will be releasing on PS4.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.